Check out the links in my description for more information, for more resources. Check out the podcast. Check out the Facebook groups. Just check out the links. There's a lot of great stuff there. Comment, rate, subscribe, share, like, dislike, whatever you want to do. This is my Kaiju Timelord Mystic burn deck. So 3 copies of Baba Golem, 3 Gadara Kaiju, 3 Jizukiru Kaiju, 3 Raffion Timelord, 3 Time Maiden, 3 Battle Fader, 3 Mystic Mine, 3 Double-Edged Sword, 3 Hey Trunade, 3 Ring of Destruction, 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Recalls, 3 Red for the screen, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Relinquish Anima, 2 Link Regal, 2 Secure Gardener, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Dark the Dark Charmer, and 1 Topological Dragon, 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, 1 Saddle Starling, 1 Assembled Nightingale, and 1 Gustav Max. The main thing in the deck, obviously, is we got the Kaijus, we got the Wind one in case our opponent has a barrier, the Wind attribute barrier statue, and we have this for that, that situation. But then, of course, we just got Kaijus in general. And of course, we got 1 Kaiju that's stronger than the other, just in case we have one of each. We obviously give our opponent the weaker Kaiju, and then summon for free, the bigger one on our side of the field, so we can run it over, so we can get rid of a problematic, battle card and have board control. Another way to, have board control is obviously using the equip card to power up one of your Kaijus to be stronger than the other Kaiju, so that way, just in case you have, 2 copies of the same Kaiju, with the equip card you can make one stronger than the other one, obviously. And then, so those are the Kaijus, and then we got the time cards. This acts as another copy of Raffion. Raffion's the main Time Lord. He combos with a Double-Edged Sword for the OTK, because he'll deal damage for his effect, and the sword will deal damage for its effect. And it's based off of your opponent's power. So the idea is give this equip card to your opponent's battle card, monster, to make it stronger. Swing with this because it has 0 attack and you take no damage, but your opponent takes damage for this card's effect, and then it will take damage for Raffion, so basically it'll take double damage. Obviously, you'll see that in the gameplay. We got Mystic Mine, obviously, as a backup strategy. It works. Typically, the tip is you want to play this, especially when your opponent has a lot of monsters, and if they have quick effects, obviously you want to play this to slow them down, to prevent them from being able to use quick effects when you try to go for your OTK. So when you're trying to go for your OTK and they have a lot of monsters, you want to play this first, just in case, because they might have an effect that might stop your Raffion from attacking or whatnot. I've had a couple scenarios like that happen, where I didn't play this, and I got like Fairy Tale Snowed or something similar, or like a Veiler or something. It's like, stopping my Raffion. So you want to play this. In the gameplays I have, you don't see me do that strategy, but you get the idea. Of course, like I said, you play this, then do the Raffion. Okay. Hey Trunade is in case you go up against a back row heavy decks, and you'll see in the gameplay there are some decks that have back row. So these are for back row heavy decks like Eldritch, for example. So this would come in handy to get rid of the back row, so that way you can perform the OTK without that much of an issue. And that's the basic stuff for that. Obviously, we'll show some replays so you can see the deck in action, that we know how to use the deck. As you can see, we got Mystic Mine, and we got basically our Time Lord. So let's see if I play Mystic Mine. Yeah, I play Mystic Mines first. So you will get to see the whole Mystic Mine thing on something. So play Mystic Mine, of course. He'll negate it and absorb it, because that's Hope Harbinger. Play Mystic Mine, so let's shut him down for a turn. I actually should have Time Lord right there, because I should have just summoned it and attacked with it. Something to keep in mind is that Hope Harbinger has the ability to redirect attacks to it. That's very important to keep in mind. As you can see, I saw him strike. Some strikes I could keep him on the field. I can attack with him. So you see, I'm just burning my opponent. Now I wanted to Gustav Max, but I forgot to put Gustav Max in extra deck when I played that match, and that's what gave me the idea. Like, oh shit, I gotta go put Gustav Max in my extra deck. So I could have went for game, or technically could have went. So I don't know if I could have done it. I probably could not summon Gustav Max, but it was something to keep in mind. Just like maybe I might want to have Gustav Max. Alright, let's swap this out. Sorry. Let's see. Our opponent does all this stuff. They're gonna do some Hope Harbinger, obviously. As you can see, we got the 2-card OTK in our hand. We got the Raffion. We got the Edge Sword. This is gonna negate that. That's what I'm counting on. Him to negate that. And I'm going for game. Well, the idea was to go for game. This is where I realized that I messed up. It's like I should have gave it to Hope Harbinger and then attack Hope Harbinger, and I would have ended the game right there and then. Because my opponent would have took 10,000 damage. So that's my misplay, and now that's his power. So now I know and knowing that battle. So whenever I go up against this type of board, I make sure I attack Hope Harbinger. From right, my opponent scoops out. See, he redirects the attack. Alright. So he doesn't attack. It's like, alright, cool, draw. Good for me. Like, I attack into that. Boom, boom. Will take damage, he loses. Because the equip card's still equipped. So, as you can see, he still loses. But I would have been one if I paid attention and read Hope Harbinger's effects instead of assuming I knew his effects. Oh, that reminds me. This is so loud. I doubt you even hear me. Well, I just see. Yeah, you probably couldn't hear me this whole entire time. Alright. You can see, playing all the plays. Brings out this Overload and Dragon. Really good card. Obviously, I play that. The funny thing is, essentially that wasn't necessary per se, if I'm right. No, I know why that was a thing. I was trying to get him to do some stuff. But anyway, still broke his board. I could have just tried to Timelord him. This is when I was, still playing some other burn cards. I was trying to do some chain burn type thing. So I survived this turn barely. Right there would have been cowboy for game, right? But all that mattered was that I was able to do this. Equip the card, enter the battle, swing, GG. As long as I got the game, that's all that mattered. But could have done better. But that's the thing about having a strategy that doesn't involve your opponent not having monsters. It's a strategy that involves your opponent having monsters. This strategy only works because my opponent has a monster. So if my opponent has no monsters, then my strategy doesn't work too well. So it'd be hard for me to win without my opponent summoning something, preferably an attack move. That's what Kaiju's come in. I can guarantee I have something to attack me. So There's the whole combo right there. Boom, boom. Wait, GG. So easy. That's the thing, if you don't have multiple negates, you don't have that strong of a board, and you don't get lucky that I draw bad, this hand right here, it's not that great. It's alright for the situation I'm gonna be in, but it ain't, it ain't a win con. I was experimenting with threading it. I took it out and put Pageman instead. More useful against backward heavy decks. So I got the Timelord. So it's like, alright, Mystic Mind, Timelord. I'll go with that strategy. So bang, dealing damage. As you can see, I have recall, I have some strike, threatening. It's just like, the funny thing is that wasn't necessary because he actually could not attack because he has two creatures. My Mystic Mind was already preventing him from attacking, so that was pointless. But I made sure I had a Timelord, swung with it, took another 28 damage. As you can see, I have Solemn Strike here and Timelord, so switches his battle card to defense. Doesn't matter, right? That much. Because he has 24 life and this card has 24 defense, so bang. As you can see, I still ended up dealing it. 28. Or was his defense higher? Yeah, his attack is higher than his defense, but somehow I dealt 28. So. It didn't make much sense there. But, it should have been 2400. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different card. That's Raffion. Raffion deals damage equal to the creature's attack power. That's why it was 28 and not 24. But either way, obviously I will win because he only had 24 life. This is when I was still playing the Asterix, which is not a bad one card strategy, but I replaced it with a Kaiju. See, I would have had H1H here instead, which would have dealt with a lot of that backbone. Then I could have Kaiju my opponent. I have red screen, so keep me safe for this turn. So got the Mystic Mind, play that first, then my turn, and now I'm just waiting for a Timelord so I can just end this game. It's not a Timelord, but this is good enough. Because I can afford to take the damage, so see, I ended up with 2 life left after that attack, so clearly the sword is one of my win codes. The Timelord is the other win. I got a couple of the cards that do similar effects, like the Recital. She also applies for that, so there's Ring, so I'm trying to make it hard for him to do his little OTK. So give myself a fighting chance. I did this so I can deal some damage. Then I got all this defense over here. Trying to rely on it. But obviously the Battle Fader I could have used, especially for a scenario like this. Keeping the Battle Fader in my hand would have been, useful. All I did was deal 2,000 damage so far, which is not that big a deal. And he does that, so he deals me damage. See, I would have had the Battle Fader for that. The Heartbeats go for the Timelord. Boom. Takes another 3,000, slides down to 3,000. So everything I did so far is dealing damage. Right, he's getting him down to kill range. Boom, and then I finish him off. So still ended up winning. Could have played that differently, but I like the outcome. See, the outcome good. The out came the way I wanted. So as you can see, I have a Kaiju. So if he brings out automatic fusion. Like that. That'll be okay. Right now I just need a time lord, and I would be able to kill my opponent. Didn't get the Timelord, but I did get the Kaiju. I did that to trick. See, because see all that back roll, so good thing I got hate true nade. Does all that. Field card, set my back row and my turn. He has his turn because nothing he could do. Draw. There's my Time Lord. He surrenders. Obviously, you know I was going to go for double TK. Because right now I can normal summon, equip, and attack. That'd be game over, so that's what happened there. I'm going to definitely wasn't going to win that match. Other thing, if you don't have that much negates, that much back row, even with back row, it's going to be tough because you see I have harpies and hatred ace in the deck. So likelihood of me getting rid of back row is really high. Clearly I was still using the bird. The bird is the word. That would have been a Kaiju. We all know I got the Time Lord. I could have put Time Lord Kaiju my opponent. So I'm like, yes, good looking. I want that. Now, I misplayed there a little bit because I was thinking of making Anima, but then I was like, okay, I'll activate the effect. So I want the Time Lord because I was expecting to summon the Time Lord that turn, but it's like, oh, I can't summon because of the Lava Golem effect. Because if I could, I would have won right then. But it's like, I still got it because as long as my opponent's down to 3,000 life points, all I need is for them to have something strong. You see, he did that because the Time Maiden's effect still prevents me from playing anything. So, oh well. Now he finally has a 3,500 with 3,000 life points. I play the field card. Either way, he's gonna lose. But at least now I know. I knew for a fact that was that card, so he's gonna win anyway. 4 turns, victory. Let's see, some water deck. This match was. It's funny, hey, it's evenly matched, but him and me are clearly not evenly matched. I don't know why he has an evening match set. He played the Mystic Mind, so he Mystic Minds me. So you can see I got the ring, recall. So I got Secure Guard now with the equip card, so I have a 30k beater plus the ability to prevent any burn damage in case he has burn effects in his deck. I'm immune to it. Plus I'm immune to my own burn effects, so the rings just become more of an interrupt as a burn cards. But I don't mind getting burned because that gets him closer to losing. Obviously, he would have lost right now, but bang. Right? Instead, he still has life. Getting effects here and there, pop. Plays the field card, which I was, Stick Mine, which obviously would stop you from attacking. So, playing the Mystic Mind. But yeah, the evening match was still not matching. He surrenders because he realized his field card is going to disappear because we both have a monster at the end of this turn. So it's going to be my chance to attack him for a 30. So, for 3,000, go for game, honestly. So Dark Magician player. The champ. Let's see what the champ is going to do. Brings out the Dark Magicians. Brings out Dark Magician. Yes, still Drain. Kaiju. you know, my heartbeat's very faster. So now so you see I got the interrupts. Wait for it to beat that. At the ring in case he got something strong. He gives up because obviously I'm going to attack with 33 for game. So, you know, Kaiju on one drop obviously allows me to establish a strong card. If he had more life, I can obviously equip the equip card and finish him off. So, play again. Second time. The champ. This is probably game 3 because I think he beat me game 2. But I beat him game 1 and game 3, so all I have is just the games where I won. Because, you know, you can't lose, right? You know, humans, shit happens. You can misplay, you lose, or when it outplays you, you lose. I don't know. So, if I get the equip card, it's a 4800, summon the Timelord. Hey, True Nade. Attack for game. 1 turn kill. That's the end of the video.